because things happen, Now, this is not even letting me comment right now. So what's good? How's everybody doing? Trying to do this one more time. And trying to do this shit the right way. Pin comment, bro. We're ready. We're ready to go. Now, I think they're back on. I don't think they're back on.
It's 7:30.
They're back.
So we start a little early. Welcome.
That's it. That's
welcome
your intro?
again. Hello twice.
What's good anyway? What's good? Welcome everybody to Brutally Honest. It's your boy Stitches NBC. That's nothing but classics here with my man Brew. Now today we're gonna be talking about things like, like how we segued to the last one, how women, they get whoever they want, but men marry whoever it is that they want as well. So it's definitely a difference there. We're gonna talk about who should be the head of household. And does there need to be one? We're gonna talk about should you be even sending nudes? Like that's a tip.
Or sending dick pics. I mean, it happens.
Pretty
Guys
much.
do it, right?
Pretty much.
That's sort of the norm nowadays. So that's gonna be a topic.
And the final thought, which is the secret to a guy's heart. The secret on how to keep a guy. How's everybody doing? You think you can still do that? You think we'll probably get kicked out again?
I don't know. I'm gonna try.
What's good though? How's everybody doing today? Out here just preparing the hookah right now. How y'all like the shirts though? They like the shirts? Does it look pink or does it look red or does it look orange? I don't know. I got a red light here, so the color might fade. I know your shirt look like a stone gray.
Just gonna let me share the groups.
You know how last week we was talking about how you be misleading people and how you, I'm throwing you under the bus again, how you be telling people to, like you be misleading them, like you call them baby, you give them all these sweet names, and you got them thinking like they in a relationship with you, right? But we didn't talk about the other end. We didn't talk about when they try to trap you into a relationship.
And I think we need to talk about that because that happens too. And I thought we wasn't bringing up last week's episode. That's when you really just, all you did was call me a hoe and a hoe and a hoe and threw me under the bus, right?
That's not the only thing I did. I think we
well, we're not talking about that topic anymore. We're going to go to something else. All right. Tell them what we're going to be getting into today while I actually get to invite and share.
You actually able to do it? Did you do it to the groups yet?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Which is the interesting topic, Tiffany. Hello. Thank you for joining in. What if I told you, Keith? Let's just jump right into it. What if I told you I still love my exes?
Wait, what do you mean? Like you're still in love with your exes?
No. No, that's why you putting words in my mouth?
Well,
if you heard what I said, you heard what I said. But now you taking shit out of contrast.
I mean, the way you're bringing it up is sort of like it's on your mind. Like, are you thinking about it next?
Can we talk? Are we talking about topics that people talk about? Like,
okay,
without judgment.
Sure.
I feel judged right now, bro. Like the first thing you said was,
judgment.
"What you mean in love?" You know what? That's the actual reaction I would get from anybody.
And
mostly females, though, Keith.
Hey,
not dudes. Come on, man. And you're better than that.
Yeah, but I know you, Snitch. And at the end of the day, you got new music that you're putting out. You got love songs. This guy talking about ready to settle and be the one and one more track. Like he got tracks, okay?
Oh,
all this lovey-dovey stuff. I mean, for a single guy. I mean, are you in love, Snitch?
I'm in love. Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah,
okay, good.
With myself.
Well, of course, you got to be in love with yourself before you bring it to somebody else, right? We spoke about that.
Man. Like you always asking, like, yo, who is she? Who is she? Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious though, bro. I still love all my exes, man.
Well, I mean, I guess to an extent, I still have love for my exes too, but
do.
I don't know. I don't know if I would say it like that. I mean, for me personally, when it's over, it's over.
You almost argued with me. You almost
because of what I'm saying right
and
now.
all this extra shit. Now because you got people watching, now you want to tone it down. Right now you want to say, hey, you know what? I do too. Why you got to sugarcoat shit? Aren't you supposed to be Mr. Brutally?
No.
Aren't you supposed to tell it how it is and what
saying,
it is and how it is? Like,
I care for my ex's well-being.
Now it's okay.
I care for their well-being. I wouldn't want anything bad to happen to them. Would I say I still love them? No, I don't know. I mean, maybe the ones I've told I love you to. I mean, if I never told you I love you, then this conversation don't apply.
I want to know what they.
Because I haven't told all of my exes
I still love my exes. What would y'all think about that? The guys, or you know the girl that y'all with tells you, you know, like, oh, they still love all their exes.
I would say they're not over them.
Obviously,
there's no closure. Something's still there, or somebody's still hurt from it.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I've only really been in 4 relationships in my whole life.
Really?
Just 4. That's it. And 2 of them are my baby moms. I've always been like in long-term relationships. So if I was with, you know, any of my exes, I was with them for minimum a year. It was usually 3 years and 5 years. You feel me? So if I was with somebody for that long, whether we worked out or whether we didn't work out, there's no need to be enemies. There's no need to have resentment. I understand sometimes you break up as far as, you know, you gotten cheated on and you gotten played, or even the person was abusive or things like that. But you carrying that hate, the reality is it causes you more harm than good anyway. Because at the end, you're the one that's carrying that weight with you. The other person, they're just living their life. And then sometimes the other person doesn't even think they did anything wrong. To them, it was actually normal. So when I say, oh, I still love my exes, what I mean is, like, if you asked my son, what is it that I say about his mom? His response should be, oh, that you still got love for her. You know? I mean, that is what I tell my son at the end of the day, you know, when he starts asking me these questions, because, you know, he's about to be 7, so he does start asking these questions like, oh, how come you and mom are not together? And why? So, you know, I got to teach him now, because now he's just showing that information. So I don't allow him to call any female just a bitch. I don't allow him to degrade a female. I don't teach him those things. I tell him, but with my actions as well. You know, I'm not telling him you got to be a protector. You got to be sweet with them. That's how it is. So I don't want him to start thinking of his parents and whatever it is he's thinking. I don't want him to have no type of, oh, my dad doesn't like her. Or they fight a lot. Or they don't get along. Or like...
No, and definitely when kids are involved, I mean, you know, you don't want to put that in their face. You know, you want to obviously keep some things between adults if it's not kid appropriate. But like you said, you know, you're teaching your son the right things to do and the way there should be interaction between a man and a woman. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't have love for your exes or whatever. If you had love for them in the past, I mean, something made you love them once. Something's going to make you have love for them going forward, but you may not be in love with them. And that's why when you mentioned it, the first thing that came to my mind is like, wait, hold on. I know you're not saying you're still in love with your exes, are you?
Exactly.
Because it ended for a reason, right?
Exactly. You know, they like the sleeve too. I'm just rocking the sleeve because of the Dominican Festival was 2 days ago in New York, and all my people was there, and I wasn't. And I want to feel like I'm still part of it. I don't have these sleeves. Because you're not Spanish. You're not Spanish.
Que lo que, all right? Yo hablo poquito.
Hablo poquito.
Yeah, I can say a little bit.
Let's take this. What is this, E&J?
Nah. I don't even drink E&J.
Now that we got to the point, that's that low-class Hennessy. Now that we got to the point, now that we got everybody here, let's talk. Now, one of the topics is this. Women get who they want. Men, they only get who they can. But let's add something to that. Can I add it yet? I'm going to add it anyway.
I mean, go ahead.
Women marry who they can, and men marry who they want. I feel like that's the case majority of the cases.
I can definitely agree to that. I mean, I was asking the other day, I was like, I mean, is that really the situation that we live in? That women feel like they can just have anybody they want? But, I mean, think about it. A woman, if she's in the mood, she can go outside and random, you know, meet a guy, whatever, and do what she want. For guys, you got to sweet talk her. You got to, you know, make her feel comfortable. If she's down, that's the only way you move forward.
So you're telling me that most of the times when a guy approaches a female and they get involved, it's because the woman ultimately allows them to. It has nothing to do with the way she talks or
she wanted to.
The way because she wanted to.
Because if she didn't want to, he would have never got that opportunity. And I really believe in that. But on the flip side, just like you said, men marry whoever they want, whereas women marry who they can. And that does apply. I mean, think about it. Women are the ones that usually have that ticking time clock that they want to have babies by a certain time. They want to be married by a certain time. Whereas guys, we're not necessarily shying away from it, but it's not something that it's like, okay, by the time I'm 30, I need to be married. Or by the time I'm this age, women do. So they constantly think about that. And I think that has them wanting marriage more. Whereas guys are a little bit more laid back about it. So a girl might be in a relationship with a guy, and he's like, yeah, I love you, I want to be with you for the rest of my life, but I just don't want to get married yet. Let's get engaged for a few years before we finally decide. You know, she ain't gonna get married until he says yes. Or until she leaves him and finds somebody else.
All right, cool. That's a great explanation. Let me ask you why you think that is, though. Why do you think? Not if it is true, whatever, because we can have a debate about that all night, to be honest. I'm just saying if it were true, which that's what you're inclined to believe, I'm asking you, why do you think that's the case? Do you feel it's because females and males, they view relationships differently, or they have a different value on them? Like, you know how most men, they feel like, oh, they married, like, oh, life is over, like they're locked up and things like that, you know? But for a female, most of them, it's like, oh, it's like a dream come true. It's like complete opposites.
What it is. And that's exactly what it is. The way women look at marriage is the way guys look at sex to an extent.
Okay.
And what I mean by that, what I mean by that is this. Women, their end game is to get married to a guy. They don't want to just meet you, settle down, whatever, you know, get to know you, and then a year from now that evolves to nothing.
Okay.
They want it to eventually evolve to something.
Can you repeat that one more time? What a woman's end game is?
Yeah, a woman's end game is to eventually get married.
Okay, so now
to settle down with somebody.
Saying,
now, for guys, it's almost a goal. Like for a guy, I don't want to say his end game, but most guys, the whole point of the goal or to score is to smash. It's not to settle down or get in a relationship. It's to smash. So guys are trying to smash any and everything they can sometimes if they don't have standards. But women, on the other hand, they don't look at smashing the same way guys do. They value the relationship and the marriage part of it. So they hold back on the smashing sometimes.
Okay, so for those that just turned in and joined us, thank y'all for viewing, thank y'all for the comments. Right before the final thought, we're going to respond to all the comments and do a little Q&A as well. So right now we're talking about as far as women get who they want, and men only get whoever they can. But women, they marry who they can, and men marry who they want. And, Keith is over here saying that the reason why is because they view marriage as differently. As far as marriage to a woman, it's more like that's her end game. As far as a man, his end game, or
it's to smash.
Or even if you really want to call it an end game, like you really think it's just to smash.
I wouldn't say it's
I understand where you're coming from,
but at the end of the day, I mean, even in the terminology we use, and I mentioned, scoring or the goal. If you're with a girl, first base is kissing, second base might be touching, third base might be a little bit more touching without clothes on or something. And basically, all the way home, we already know the home run is smashing. For guys,
so for a female, it's more like this. So for a female, what the first base is. Let's go on a date or on a few dates. The second date is, let's see how he is around my friends and whatever. Now the third is, if he's good for my family.
It might be intimate.
I gotta get married. Is that the comparison?
Well, I think for females, I think intimacy is a part of the second or third base, somewhere in between there as well. I don't think it's just all steady towards the relationship. I think women want intimacy just as much as men do. I just think for men, we don't think the long term. We think, damn, we see a shorty, she look bad, she look like, damn, I want to smash that, I want to get in there. Whereas with women, they look at a guy and be like, damn, he's nice, he actually seems approachable, he's not, thick-headed, he's not conceited. This might be somebody I can have a relationship with. The thought process is different. I'm not talking about all women, obviously. We talk in general terms. I mean, there's some promiscuous women out there that might be thinking the same way men do. Hell, it's 2018, I believe it. But what I think when it comes to it is, like I said, the way women value marriage is the way guys value sex. Now, on the flip side to that, guys devalue marriage and women sort of devalue sex. to where they make it. It's not all about. It's not all about the sex. And every woman will say that.
And
every woman will say that.
Guys are gonna say the same shit though.
Yeah, but the difference is this: I've seen women go through abusive relationships, deal with men and they bullshit. All of those things that are red flags. Why? Because the dick is so good.
You just contradicted yourself then.
So
because now they do value sex. Because if it wasn't about sex, they wouldn't deal with the person.
Well, that's some people, but for most women, it doesn't always go that way. They put sex on the back burner because they want to get to know you first to see if you're even viable to be in a relationship.
I would say more that they wouldn't put sex as high on a pedestal as much as a man would. I would say like that, but they still value sex. I'm not going to say just as much because let's say we were dogs, right? Like that's our whatever primal instincts, I guess, whatever you want to call it, whatever. But if anything, I think a woman puts that shit at second.
At second?
As I put it at second.
So if we ask women on a 1 to 5 and priority wise, where would they put relationship or marriage and sex? And
let's just say those three. Let's just say those three.
Let's just throw a couple other things in there. Well, okay, those three, and then you tell that same thing, and you ask guys to put that on the priority. You don't think marriage and sex would be completely the opposite for each sex? Because most men is gonna put sex last. I mean, marriage last. They're gonna put sex first.
Would you agree that women are more emotional creatures?
Yes. Hell yeah.
So, and men are more physical creatures, right?
Exactly.
So we would put sex first, right?
Exactly.
And what would women put first? If you had a guess, let's take a guess. What would women put first? Marriage?
Yeah. Because everybody wants that fairy tale. You don't live happily ever after by yourself. In all the fairy tale books and everything that we read growing up.
Even the Hunchback of Notre Dame? That nigga got a girl too?
Didn't he?
Then you got a chance too, Keith.
Did y'all see the setup? This guy, he's good. He's good.
Set him up. But then you do got a chance. I'm just saying though, like women value sex just as much as guys. Or maybe not just as much.
Want sex. I
don't
think they value it.
They're just more discreet about it, more secret about it. But yo, come on, my nigga. Like, you really gonna tell me, like, no shorty has ever hit you up talking about, hey, I just want to smash and go home? You really gonna tell me that right now?
Nah.
Of course. So
happens.
It happens.
But I mean, I'm one of those guys to where, you know, I'm honest enough to say, look, that's all I want. So yeah, girls from time to time might hit me up and say that's all I want too.
Liz is like, Keith, stop smoking that hookah. He haven't even passed it yet.
I even touched it.
Speaking of. Nah, man, like.
But just being real.
Tiffany's saying that she wouldn't put marriage first. Selena's saying the sex has to be on point. It has to be like.
Yeah.
It has to be. You know, like just like a physical attraction has to be part of it.
The opposite side of that.
Physical attraction has to be a part of it. Now, I know most females that can get off just by the emotional connection. And to some extent, some guys can too. But me, I need to... I need to feel on that ass. You feel me? I need to... You know? But enough about me. Let's talk about them.
How about this? How about we get into the next topic?
Does there need to be a head of a household, Keith?
Yes. And just before we go in depth into my answer to that, and just being direct, just to speak a little bit more. It's 2018, and this is a conversation that I have brought up with you, Sitch, and I just want to talk to you guys and see what you think. You know, it used to be a time where the men were the providers. We went to work, and women stayed at home with the kids and took care of the house. Those times have came and went, and we realized that things have changed. Women wanted equality, they got it. So now they working just as hard, or if not harder, than men, or, you know, whatever. But in the household, in a relationship, where a man and a woman works, and both of them might be paying 50-50 when it comes to bills and taking care of the responsibilities in the household, what I was asking is there really a head of household in 2018?
Now, but wait a minute. How many questions are we answering right now?
I mean, it leads into a couple of things. Do
you think that there needs to be a head of household? Yes or no?
I said yes.
Why?
And the reason why I feel like there has to be is because as a man and as an alpha, I feel like I'm going to be the head of my household. Period.
Alpha. He using big words now. Okay.
Alpha's 4 letters.
It's 5.
5. Yeah, what he said.
I would have left it alone, by the way.
But at the end of the day, though, the reason why I say that is because I'm not necessarily going to say I'm controlling, but I have a strong personality.
Possessive? No, that's even worse.
I wouldn't even go there. But I have a strong personality, and a lot of times I'm very opinionated. So if I have an opinion on something, I might make a lot of decisions, and that's where I'm going with that.
But now, what if she's the one providing?
If she the same thing, I wouldn't care if I was married to Oprah. Like, and she's the richest woman that I know. Okay. Period. It's going to be the same thing when it comes to the house. I'm the man of the house. I'm going to be the man of the house. It don't matter if she makes more money.
I take that shit back, bro. You're going to be single forever. You really think that there's going to be a woman out there? No, you really think that there's going to be a woman out there that's providing, paying all the bills, but yet you still have some type of say about where y'all going to eat at? And she over here paying
all the bills and everything. I mean, just because she might make more money than me, doesn't mean that I'm not going to be working and providing also. Because I wouldn't care if she
also
more money than me or the meal. Like I said,
no, she pays the whole meal.
I'm still going to go to work.
You give her the 10% tip, and yet you still get to decide where you going to.
If I'm covering the tip, you know what? I want chicken tonight. We're gonna go find somewhere we got chicken. I don't care what you want. You're the type of
nigga that date a girl that's allergic to shellfish and be like, no, we're eating red lobster tonight.
And shrimp.
Bahama Breeze, and you take it that coconut shrimp whether you like it or not.
Better eat some salads.
And you gonna pay for that shit
shrimp. Too? I do. I like shrimp.
Man, you know what? There's always someone out there for everyone, but
it might not just
in your case, I'm gonna say like she died already, bro. I don't even think she exists.
But at the end of the day, like I said, if I'm the man in the relationship, I'm gonna be the man of the relationship. Period. It doesn't matter if she makes more money than I do or not. If we're going 50-50 on the bills, we're going 50-50. I'm still gonna be the head of household. Now, what I was asking and what I want to hear from you guys, and obviously Stitches isn't giving me any insight on it, is...
I mean, you're not even letting me talk. You're still talking, and I'm like...
Does there need to be?
It's all about,
if you're going 50-50...
It's all about Keith.
Right? I mean, ladies, let me get your perspective on this. If you're going 50-50 with a guy, I mean, is he still the head of the household, or do you step up? Or... is that something y'all decide to do together?
That's a better question right there. I like that question a lot better than should there be a head of household. I mean, if we were to, let's say like a head of a household is like a company. Obviously, there has to be one chief. Obviously, there has to be one head. It's just like our bodies. It's one head that controls everything. But when I'm talking about a head of a household, like we're talking about like a relationship, we're talking about something that's serious. Yeah. We're talking about even a living situation, or we're talking about a marriage situation. Either or, it should be mutual. It doesn't matter about who's making more money. I'm going to go off with that, right? It doesn't matter about who's making more money. And I understand that majority of the time, it should be one person making the head of the decision, but it also depends on what the decisions are being made. Are we making the decision as far as how we're going to raise our kids or the kids in the house? Are we making financial decisions? Let's be honest. Like we all have flaws. We all have our strong points. Maybe in that relationship, the man's strong point, he's not good with numbers, but he's an excellent father. But that's where I feel like communication comes in and compatibility, where you fit each other's needs and uplift each other where it needs to be uplifted. So I understand how there needs to be a head of a household, like a man being a man, but also when it's a woman being a woman. So I feel like that role can change when it depends on the situation at hand.
And I can agree with you there. I'm just going to say, though...
Get my damn hookah.
I'm still going to say, though, ultimately... the head of the household is the one that's going to make the decisions. When the other person is unsure or indecisive, this is going to be the person that says, you know what? This is what we're going to do.
Damn, okay, 18%, I guess, next time for a tip. I should have never said that. I'm getting blasted over here. Let's make it 20. Shit. Anyway, so let me ask you ladies a question. And I've been seeing this shit a lot on Facebook and Instagram and, las redes sociales, social media. And I'm not saying guys, because we've never had this conversation, but apparently it's something that we're going to talk about because there's a topic on the show. So without further ado, I'm going to ask the females, I'm going to ask the dudes, especially the dudes. I'm going to ask I want to know. I'm going to ask you, Keith. Guys, why y'all keep sending dick pics? And I'm just going to be blatant and I'm just going to be brutal and I'm just going to put it out there. I probably won't repeat it with the same, energy and whatever. But dudes, why y'all sending nude pics randomly when it's uncalled for? Well, I don't get it. Why? What's up?
Listen,
talk to me.
From my personal experience, I don't know, Stitch. It's not something that I do. Period. I don't ask girl for nudes. I don't send nudes personally. I mean, I might tell a girl to send me a sexy pic, maybe something in some lingerie. But I don't ask for nudes and I don't send nudes. Just because you shouldn't. I mean, if somebody really want to see you that bad, come see me in person. Come spend some time with me.
Well, you never have, huh?
Never. I mean, you have? Have you ever? I mean, I might have once in my life.
What?
There's this girl that I remember. I really liked her. And
yeah, I've done it.
I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yes,
but
I've done it.
That
before.
might have been a mistake in my past.
Yes, I've sent nude pics before in the past, but it was never uncalled for.
Well, I mean, you said random dick pics?
Okay. So I guess you're being more specific because obviously I'm not going to answer the question as far as, do you send your girl nude pics? Obviously I'm going to be of course I do, But it's yes, of course I do.
But wait, hold on.
If she's my girl and I'm involved with her, of course I do. I mean, not all the time. You might get one or two a year or something like that. Let me clarify the shit before me. If I'm involved with you, of course. But if I'm not involved with you, then I can't even say that shit out because I've done it too. You know what?
So you sent it. So you one of the guys we talking about. He's asking me how I feel. I might have only done it once in my life and regretted it. So he's over here I might have done it actually quite a few times.
So who's really the hoe on the show? I think so. I think I need some reevaluating in my life right now. Wait a minute, I've done that too.
So let me ask you then.
But it's been from a flirtatious conversation. Or matter of fact, she sent me a pic of her lingerie. Now she sent me a pic of her lingerie. I'm sending her a dick pic.
Wait.
Whatever. What else am I supposed to do? Send her a pic she's sending me in boxes, really. She out there in a sexy ass Victoria's Secret lingerie and the see-through.
Whatever happened to leaving something for the imagination? Whatever happened to that?
You know what, Keith? You know what? You're welcome. I'm gonna tell other ladies I've done that too. I'm gonna say you're welcome because you know what? In my head, I thought I was being respectful. In my head, you know what? I thought I was being courteous. I thought I was being courteous. I'm letting her know yo, ma. This is what you're getting into. You might need a couple of days after work. I don't know if you're used to this. You know what? Maybe you are. I'm just looking out right now. I'm just looking out por si acaso. You feel me? And then she'd be like, well, you know what? You're welcome, pa. You know what? It is a little bit than what I'm used to. I'm gonna plan my PTO off now. What works for you? And I'm like, you know what? This is what I like. This is the communication that I like.
From a pic. Okay. So I guess for some people, it sets up and arrange the weekend, right?
Exactly. You know what? So you know what? 2 days off. I might have to see you on Friday because I'm off on weekends, and you think I could make it on work on Monday? You know what? You might take Monday off too, por si acaso. I might want another round Sunday morning.
Man.
But anyway,
this guy here, dick pics.
Okay, so back to the point. It's not inappropriate. It's not like my nigga. I'm not sending her a dick pic when she at work and she got her phone hooked up to the monitor and she's giving a presentation and I'm like, here you go.
Let me ask you this. Have you ever thought about the backlash of any of that? And what I mean is this: whether it's a girl that you was in a relationship with and now she's an ex. Because you're single now, so you're not in a relationship right now. If you were sending dick pics, if it got to the point to where you pissed that ex off that much, they can leak your nudes.
And they leak the photo. Okay, so what he's talking about the backlash. What's the backlash in there?
So what I'm saying is this. And I mean, I guess the worst side of it is
videos too.
Is
a couple times.
The internet is the internet. Once it's published, it's there forever, bro. And you got kids. I mean, you have a daughter and you have a son.
Yeah.
So how would you feel if somebody posted your dick pic, your face, your picture, you online, and your daughter, older, is online, whatever, and sees her dad like that?
You know what? You're actually giving me a great idea. I'm gonna try to, if I could get on, in contact with some developers and see if I could create an app that'll give me, constant access to the privacy settings and anything my kids ever touch in their whole life. That's how I'm gonna answer that question, because I didn't like the way it looked in my head.
Filters.
But let's just say none of that. I mean, what's the backlash? The backlash I would have been like.
That's the worst that can happen. That's the worst that can happen, right? In that situation.
That's the worst that can happen. But good thing I still love all my exes and we're cool. Like that, right?
Bring it back to loving the exes. Okay.
Oh, man. That was freaking hilarious.
Ladies, how do you feel about it? I want to read some comments. Just tell me what the ladies feel about guys sending dick pics. How about you talk to me? Out there that ask for them.
How about you talk to me why you still have that duck face that Liz just reminded me about?
I don't know what she's talking about.
You don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what she's
talking about. The face where all women pose with a damn duck face, like I don't know what they're doing. I don't know. I don't know. I can't even make it up. But you did that same pose, bro, and it's on your Facebook.
Is it really?
And I seen it, and I'm like,
you know what? I'm not social media savvy.
He got a filter on
Facebook
too.
That much.
That was a little sus. You got flowers around your head and shit. I'm like,
this guy. I didn't take that picture. Then somebody else took that shit. I don't do filters.
This is why you don't drink and get on social media.
Even my pictures are brutally honest. No filters, no nothing. We keep it real.
Man, you want to talk about something else, man? Let's talk about how women. What was the thing you wanted to know? Woman cancels dates, something like that.
Oh, okay. Going into that, even though we're not going to read the comments, we'll read it after, I guess. I have made a statement and had asked. Women cancel because they have to. Something came up, whatever the case may be, blah, 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 blah. We don't care. Men cancel because they have to. And what I mean by that is they have to. Now, that was something we was talking about before. Since, what's your take on that?
What's my take on
women cancel because they have to, whereas men cancel because they have to?
It'd be like this, Keith. It'd be like this.
I'm all ears.
Hello? Yeah. Oh, damn, you can't make it tonight? Shit. You know what? It's all good, ma. Things happen. I understand. Honestly, I hope everything works out. I'm gonna leave my phone on. Just hit me up if anything, and I'm available for you. All right? All right. Cool. Boom. Doop. 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 Hey. Nothing. Just chilling. 7:30, right? All right. Cool. I'll be home by then. Yeah. I can't wait to see you later. Next question.
So, and that's the take on it. Yeah, maybe we need to reevaluate. Ladies, what is your take on that? on that one?
I'm gonna let that shit breathe. I'm gonna let that one settle for a little bit.
Here, let's have a drink on that.
You know what? That kept calling me hoe on the low. I think they were onto something. Like, we're just being real. We're just being real, All I mean by that is that, most men, we got options. We got option A, we got option B, and we got option C. Please don't let it be option C, because C is the one I don't want to see. You get it?
To an extent. Sounds like you got a few just in case.
Don't we all? I mean, let's be honest, because you're asking, a woman cancels dates because she has to. Meaning, like we just said, in the beginning of the show, they don't really value sex as much as the men do. They value marriage. So if they're going to cancel a date, it's because if they have a date first of all, is because they actually liked the guy and gave the guy a chance. Mm-hmm. So if something came up, they're on some, hey, listen, they're being encouraged to let them know, hey, can we reschedule or whatever. And I'm going off for your example, which is like a dude, all he's just trying to do is just smash. So he's going to have his just in case. They're going to have him all lined up. So, hey, number one, can't make it, and I ain't stressing it. I ain't stressing it either. And to go back to the point, which is men cancel dates when they have two, means now I could do the same, or men can do the same thing. They call a female up like just because someone that they really wanted became available. Now, A wasn't available. B is, you talking all day with option B, and everything's good. Now, all of a sudden, option A hits you up like, hey, never mind, I can make it. Now, you over here canceling on option B.
It's possible.
Isn't that what we're talking about?
It happens. The reality of it is it happens. And it goes back to what I was saying, that people just have just in case, man. Whether you're in a relationship, you're not in a relationship, I think everybody has that option. Or keep somebody on the side just in case.
You are a firm believer as far as women are always cheating because women always have a just in case. Yeah. And you don't say some. You don't even say all. You actually think or believe that all women have a just in case dude. Now, and that's also a form of cheating.
Yeah.
You see, that's where it's a little iffy for me.
Well, the thing about that, though, is, we always talk about things go both ways. So I can sit here and say that applies to guys, too. But on the show, I'm giving my perspective. And what I've come to see in my life is that most women do have a just in case. Hell, I might be a just in case. It happens. But most women do. And I'm not, like I said, and I've spoken about this numerous times, I'm not talking about somebody that they're physically doing anything with. But if you're giving a guy hope that there might be something, that's shit just in case.
But if I were to ask a lot of our viewers right now, and I were to ask them, do y'all believe that Keith believes that because he's still hurt? I'm believed to, I believe that a lot of them are going to say
like that. Yeah, they're
okay, so how can I word that in a way that won't make them believe that you're just hurt?
Because it's not based off of my experiences or.
So then, what is it based on? So what is it based on?
It's based off life experiences of.
You just said
talking to no.
I'm gonna let you finish, bro.
The life experiences of being a just in case guy. First off, of knowing women that have relationships but won't leave them because they're too comfortable, or the guy's the one providing everything and they just sit at home and just have to take care of the kids in the house, but their man's not giving them enough time, so they might be calling somebody else for that. Or people that I've just spoken to in general. So I'm taking off of those life lessons. I'm not saying it's because I'm hurt and I feel like every woman's a cheater. Like they're going to go out there and physically have sex with somebody else because that was my situation and what I went through. No. At the end of the day, I don't believe that.
But if you're saying that if you're saying that every woman has a just in case and that's also a form of cheating, wouldn't that make them a cheater? Because that's so then
that's why I said all women cheat, but it's not because I was cheated on that I'm saying that.
Okay, so then this is
I'm saying it because having a just in case guy or a just in case person on the side, period, is a form of cheating. Most women don't consider that.
Let's clean it up.
Most people, period, don't consider that. They just think of the physical aspect of cheating. My thing is, if you're giving somebody hope of something future with you, that's just as much as cheating as giving somebody your time. Like if I'm spending more time with one girl because my girl's always working, regardless, I'm giving that person my time, my emotions, my stuff, something I value.
Okay, but now you're being different. Now you're saying it differently. Okay, so then now when you say, and let's clarify it, let's specify it, let's clean it up, and let's narrow things down, Keith, all right? You say all women cheat because all women have a just-in-case person, which makes them all cheaters. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That was clear.
The thing with that, Keith, is that you're adding the fact that what they're doing with the just-in-case is having interaction, having a communication with the just in case. Now, I agree with you that we all have a just in case. But the just in case is it could be somebody in our past. It could be somebody that we know that like us. It could be just somebody. But it doesn't mean like you have constant communication with this person, meaning like if I'm talking with somebody or if I'm committed with somebody, now I'm checking on my just in case to make sure they're still my just in case. That's what we differentiate on our opinions about that. Because I feel like it is a form of cheating if you're still communicating with potential. You know, that's another word for just in case. If you're communicating with somebody that is potential for you to get involved with, or at least a smash with, or one night stand, or even just for you to invest your time when you're bored and you want to be entertained. Yeah. I understand and I agree with you. Yeah, that's a form of cheating.
I'm not
but
saying,
I don't feel like just because you have a just in case doesn't mean you got this just in case.
Yeah, no.
Or even
but see, that doesn't make that person a just in case. That makes them maybe options, like you said, A, B, or C, or whatever the case may be. What I'm saying in regards and what I've been saying is with the communication, meaning you're giving this person hope of something. I'm not talking about if your high school crush 10 years from now, you bump into him at the supermarket, all of a sudden because he liked you and you said hi to him, that's a form of cheating. No, I'm talking about that guy you work with, that he know you married, and girl, your husband ever mess up, give me a shot, give me a chance, and he's like, Tyrone, stop playing, quit it out. But you know what? If me and my husband never did work out, you would be the type of guy that I want to be with. That's stringing somebody along to make them think that something could happen. And that's what I've been saying. Stringing somebody along to make them think the possibility of something in the future if your current situation isn't working out.
That's a form of cheating.
That's cheating. Okay. That's what I mean by just in case.
Okay, say it like that though, my nigga. Because
that's what I've been saying.
Nah, nigga, when you say, nigga, you should read these comments. Matter of fact, let's read these comments before we get to our final thought. But the final thought is, ladies, I'm going to give y'all a secret. The quickest way to a guy's heart. Stay tuned while we finish these damn comments. Let's see.
Look at some of those.
Let's see, Serenity. What's up? What's good, Selene? Shauna, men want to know what they are still. Men want to know that they are still an individual and want to have free will. Women tend to control that, making the men feel controlled. Damn, I like that. Let the man lead. Let him be himself and free. Thank you, Shauna. Definitely appreciate that. Was good, Serenity. Was good, Selena, Liz. I see you commented. We definitely fully appreciate that. I'm sorry, but why the hell is it that the moment you say a woman could think or be like a man, she has to be labeled or something? A few words, you got that?
That she has to be labeled?
Yeah, as far as doesn't put marriage first. Labeled as far as being the head of a household. Labeled as far as, you know, a lot of people, they don't like labels. They just like things to be just the way it is. Why can't we just be a team? Maybe that's the essence of that.
But, I mean, even if you're saying that, you're still putting a label on it. You're still going to be a team. I mean, as humans, we do that. We
labels or classify and things like that.
We put things in a box, we categorize it so it has a label on it.
Tiffany wouldn't put marriage first. Liz wouldn't put marriage first. They're telling you to stop smoking that hookah. That's when I passed it. I took it back, got it back. Melissa Bone, thank you. For
those of you that said you wouldn't put marriage first,
I do not put marriage first. Melissa, I do not put marriage first. Tiffany's like compatibility will be in reference to is he settling down materially. Okay. Liz, sex first, because I'm sorry, but who wants to marry someone that can't put it down? But Gigi, I've been married before, had my family telling
some girls won't
heartbreak
even find
they
out
want to get married again. I'm not sure why she said that, but okay, cool. Compatibility reference, I believe there should be a head of a household. Tiffany, you believe there should be a head of a household. Is that a man or a woman? ¿Qué le diste a este hoy? Yo ni sé, pero vamos a tener que dárselo todavía. Yeah, we're talking about you. Anyway, Gigi, you're not Spanish.
Exactly.
You want to be Dominican so bad, man.
I was going to say, translate. Come on, help me out. What are we talking about here?
I don't know. You should tell them like, comment, share. I'm telling them about the shirts. I know they like the shirts.
Man, I can get away with passing for Dominican.
Yeah, you
I start wearing this sleeve.
This is when they called me cheap, okay?
I'm really going to have to say primo.
All right, she's like, if we're 50-50 and I don't eat shrimp, we ain't eating shrimp. Simple. That's the door. Damn, nigga, you're going to have to get some imitation crab or some shit. Let's see.
Listen, I cook. I make a mean shrimp Alfredo. You might
So
like
I'm in
that.
just desperate. That's as far as sending new pics. I think we pretty classified that and called me a hoe. Anyway, 'cause, oh my God, de lo mío. Oh, that's when they got can't deal. I like that. I like that. We gotta be more crazy. Do you send videos too? Only if it's asked. You know, like only if it's suggested. Then you know.
Yeah,
you
you're
can
gonna
even
have
ask-
a few
you can
suggestions
even,
after
You
this.
can even ask for what type of wardrobe, what type of scenery you want. How many candles you want, man? How's the lighting? Is it good? They're baking a cake. Hopefully it was red velvet with either fudge frosting or cream cheese frosting. Damn.
Cream cheese frosting.
That's my fat ass talking.
Red velvet.
Anyway, Keith has his wall up and has that perspective because of his experience. That doesn't make it factual. That just means he attracts the wrong type of one because that is what he puts out.
I don't put that out.
Apparently you do, bro.
Who said that?
Oh, Selena.
Do they know me?
Tiffany. Do they know you? I don't know. Back to that shit. Do they know me? Don't call me a hoe if you don't know me. Exactly. But if you know me, you can call me a hoe all day. Back to that. Okay.
But only if you know me.
There's no reason to just have in case. You just leave it if you're not happy. Do you have a just in case if you're not happy? Do you have, I mean, it depends. It depends if you really want to have your eye open and start looking at the options that you have, right? Because if you're not a cheater, then you're just not a cheater. You know, you just have to have the courage to just leave the relationship, period. But if you are a cheater, then you don't give a shit. You out there, you got your just in cases. And I say it in plural. Selena, I definitely don't cheat. I don't cheat. I'm single. Okay, that's black and white. Yeah, if you're single, you can't cheat. Okay, next. If you label or abuse someone that is just in case of potential, it is a form of cheating, period, in my opinion. I agree with that. You see, I agree with that. Gooey butter cake with cream cheese frosting. Butter cake with cream cheese frosting. All I need is some almond milk with that. I don't know. Now we're talking
Might
about
be on the
cakes.
next cheat day.
Now, for our final thought. Now, this is what it is. Like, comment, share. Be yourself. Life is now.
Pick its way to a guy's heart, ladies.
Every Tuesday at 7:30, y'all can catch us. Don't forget about the apparel. Y'all bring me a shirt that y'all want.
With the final thought, by the way.
It'll probably be 15 to 20 depending on the shirt. Y'all want a shirt, whatever, it's 25. The hats are a little bit more expensive. They're custom embroidered, so that's 35 for those. But just hit me up. We here, and we definitely fully appreciate all the support. Any improvements that y'all guys can see. Again, August 28th.
August 28th.
We'll be at the lakefront, right here in Kissimmee. We're gonna do it live right there. If y'all wanna pass through. It's all love, spread love. That's basically all we're trying to do. Inspire others, motivate others, talk from a guy's perspective. We fully appreciate all the love and support that we're going. We keep growing, and I thank God that we keep on moving forward and not backwards, because in my opinion, there's no such thing as being stagnant. One last thing, always be yourself, love yourself. It always starts with that. Be aware of it. Now, as far as the final thought, ladies, and this is specifically for the ladies, the quickest way to a guy's heart. And it's funny because you mentioned Oprah earlier.
I did.
And I'm going to quote Oprah, and not word by word, but she said something like this, ladies. She said something like this. Suck his dick every morning.
No, wait.
And thank him for choosing you.
So wait, that's what Oprah said?
Yeah. Like,
if Oprah said it, y'all gotta believe it, ladies.
My nigga.
Every morning.
I'm an Oprah fan.
I'm an Oprah fan.
I'm an Oprah fan right now, bro. I never even watched one episode of the show.
Refer to Dr. Phil.
I'm buying the collection
now. Dr. Phil,
now.
Dr. Oz.
My nigga.
But Oprah,
she said,
she's my new favorite person.
Before I was, brutally interrupted, Oprah said, and I'm a new fan now. Like, I saw that shit and I'm like,
oh, man.
She knows me so well.
Listen,
suck your man's dick every morning and thank him for choosing you. I was like, damn. You know what? I love breakfast in bed.
I don't even think Steve Harvey put that in his book, but Oprah.
You're the real MVP. You're number one. And I don't think there's
in the book club.
There's nothing else for us to say. There's nothing else about the okay. I mean, Oprah is the best. Oprah. My girl. This is to Oprah, my nigga. Like, wow. Wow. Okay, ladies, y'all get it? Quickest way to a man's heart, like.
It's not through his stomach like y'all thought.
You know what? I believe in balance. I believe that, I don't like routine, and I could get tired of something same thing every day. I'm gonna get tired of it, but shit.
Wanting to be nice.
Exceptions can be made. Thank y'all for tuning in. It's your boy Stitches FBC.
Your boy Brutal Key.
Y'all already know. Next week, 7:30. Holla.